Ghislaine, as with the big winner. It's okay, you can stay where you are. You can tell us who comes next. Yes. Yeah.
Socrates.
Oh, amazing. I want to come Socrates to the stage. Yes, it's the ancient philosopher. Yeah. Give it up for Socrates.
And Zac.
Yes. Okay.
Finally!
So this is Socrates. I think the audience wants to hear something from you. Is this what is the explanation?
I'm starting a new fashion trend called the Toga.
Okay. It's okay. And Zac, he's more plainly dressed. You can come. You can come.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a bit more ordinary today. What do you have to say?
I'm underneath this. I am covered in scars. Feel bad for me.
It's true. I've seen it. Okay. Can we have one suggestion? Can we have a sport? Yeah. I don't know about sports. Who knows about the sport?
Skiing.
Skiing. Is skiing fine?
Yeah.
I've never done skiing. Okay. You start.
So I was recently I was skiing here in Amsterdam. Yeah, you laugh, but it's not nearly as safe or as easy as it sounds. Some of those bridges are like high, and there's not much snow, so I like set off down the bridge, and I was rattling, and I did not see the bike. Now the bike saw me, you know. He yelled out, "Klotsak!" That's all I remember from that moment. And well, then I ended up, you know, I was hanging out with Christos, and he said he's got this great idea for comedy, and I was like, "Does it involve skiing?" Because I was, you know, fool me once, more than enough for me. The nice thing about skiing and skiing injuries is they give you drugs. Which is half the reason you went skiing in the first place. Thanks so much. My name is Robbie. I'll see you later,
Keep it going! So the man with okay, no one? No, he's a piece of shit! No one claps! He's bad at comedy. Also, he did not get that injury skiing. He got that injury, like Chris, sucking cock. To his, like, honorably though. He really went for it. He went for it. It's crazy. Chris, did you know that Chris is gay? I don't know. It's so crazy. And at first you're like, why are you here? Why are you not, you know, getting cock? And then you hear his voice and you're like, okay. Skiing! Was that the prompt?
Yes.
I'm from the north of Sweden, by the way. Don't be fooled by that. I'm from the north of Sweden. I grew up poor. I grew up poor. I had to use my dad's skis to go to school. Okay, thank you, guys. Good night.
Come back, yes. We have a very advanced technology. Sometimes it works, but I'm having a lot of fun. So, anyway, I don't know what you were saying. I didn't understand these accusations, but it's fine. Come on stage. And who votes for Socrates? Who votes for Zac? This is Zac. It's the same again.
Oh, is it the same?
It's the same. One more time for Socrates. Okay, Tim. Go away. And now Socrates is going to perform. Congratulations.
Hey everybody, my name is Socrates. I am an American. Keep hoping one day that'll change. It never does, but you never know. So yeah, if you're wondering about the whole thing there, basically this is like the end of a long arc of my arm, I called it. I learned a Dutch word back in March. The word is aangereden, which means to get slammed into. Used in a sentence, ik ben aangereden door een scooterklootzak. Because I got ran into by an asshole on a fucking scooter. And they kind of smashed the arm, and the Dutch went with conservative treatment, which was nothing. They gave me this here strap or a different one just like it, and some drugs. And the drugs were really, really helpful. I like the drugs. But then eventually, you know, I complained about how it wasn't doing anything like for the healing thing, and they said that it comes good. Which it did, you know, and I said to him, look, you know, the first thing to come in good is getting it up. And my arm, it didn't get up anymore, you know. I had erectile arm dysfunction. And so finally they did surgery on me last week, 1 week today, and this is actually my second show. I did a show on Monday, and you can say, well, that seems a bit soon. And in my defense, because it was 7/11, and as an American, I figured, well, the 11th, yeah, I can do that. I guess July 11th, I didn't think it that far through, you know. But it worked out all right. And so, yeah, it's they just took this thing off. Then at least it had a gauze on it, so it wasn't as gory, but now you can see me in my glory. And the swelling's kind of going down, but it seems to be going down my arm, but it also seems to be going down my torso. I don't know if it's going to keep going to my dick, but it seems to have gotten stuck. It is what it is, as far as I know. Yeah, the weird thing with the operation, before I had the surgery, I was wearing underwear. And when I woke up from surgery, no underwear. At one point she asked me, did I have any questions? I had one. Because she specifically told me to wear the underwear beforehand. And it wasn't there anymore, and I wondered, and they said, well, it was so wet. That's not an answer that answers all my questions, you know what I mean? So, I never found out what happened, but they were really nice to me, which I thought was a sign of something. And one of the nicest things about the first time I broke it is when I got to the hospital, they said to me, would you like some morphine? Which is a wonderful question, you know. It's a nice hospitable thing, that's why they call it a hospital. And I said, yes, I'd love some morphine. At the time, it was fantastic, you know. And before I left, she said, would you like some more morphine? I don't want to be greedy, but yeah, I took the extra morphine. So I was actually looking forward to my shot of morphine at this whole thing. No, not even a single shot of morphine. 4-star hospital this time is all I'm saying. So while you're out there riding around and you see a Klotsack on a scooter, you want to avoid that if at all possible. I got to learn another horrible Dutch word, a word I didn't want to learn, merch, or beenmerg. Yeah, it means bone marrow. Another Dutch word, boren, to be drilled. Because it was boren for the beenmerg down there. Yeah, that's a problem. Like when you half learn a language and you're like in the hospital, and they start saying things like boren this and boren that. You're like, oh, wait a minute. I know what boren means. You're talking about me, aren't you? And then I don't know what they bored, but when I woke up, I was really sweaty. It's true, it's true. So yeah, it's a difficult thing, the whole language problem. You know, I've been trying to do my whole language learning, and this was a difficult one for me. It's like when I complained, you know, they said helaas and pindakaas, which is not a useful Dutch thing. Have you heard this thing? It means, oh well, peanut butter. It's completely useless as a saying, but it rhymes, and people like a good rhyming saying. You know, the Dutch love a good rhyme, you know. They like noken in de koken. This unfortunately means fucking in the kitchen. I didn't write it, I didn't invent the language, it's their problem, but you acknowledge this is your saying. I've asked, how do you use noken in de koken in context? I mean, helaas, pindakaas, like, yeah, you know. You see a guy get hit by a scooter, you walk over, you go, hey, helaas, pindakaas. But noken in de koken, I don't know. The only way I know possibly to use noken in de koken in context is, why is Dutch food so bad? Thanks a lot. My name is Zac Karias. You guys are therapeutic. You got a little more things to say.
Give it one more time for Socrates. And big news.